Wild guessing. Is that a little I say it's like this? Well, no, it's just a guess. You count me on this one, I said it's like this. Like that.
But I could tell you after 100 days, it becomes less frightening. Now, why are they reconning? Yeah, they're collecting data. That's the bottom line. For what? Maybe we'll is concerning. But I could tell you after 100 days, it becomes less frightening. Now, why are they reconning? Yeah, they're collecting data. That's the bottom line. For what? Maybe we'll is concerning. But I could tell you after 100 days, it becomes less frightening. But I could tell you after 100 days, it becomes less frightening. Now, why are they reconning? Yeah, they're collecting data. That's the bottom line. For what? Maybe we'll is concerning. But I could tell you after 100 days, it becomes less frightening. Now, why are they reconning? Yeah, they're collecting data. That's the bottom line. For what? Maybe we'll is concerning. But I could tell you after 100 days, it becomes less frightening. Now, why are they reconning? Yeah, they're collecting data. That's the bottom line. For what? Maybe we'll is concerning.
Wild guessing. Is that a little I say it's like this? Well, no, it's just a guess, you won't count me on this one. I said it's like this. I guess. Wild guesses. He sagt, das ist so, I say it's like this. Well, no, it's just a guess. Klappt man aber. Hier mal mit einer deutschen Nummer, weil das deutsche ist auf meiner Zunge ein bisschen leichter zum Sprachgebrauch für genehm ist. Aber wie auch immer. Ja, Verschwörung und Daten, die man nicht so leicht aufgeschnappt hat in der Welt, weil die nicht so gesagt werden. In Knowledge. Für den englischsprachigen Raum, I can translate everything that I talk. So I just said, oh damn, something's knocking, and I start my stream or my recording. And a lot of things about German and blah, that it's pyramid found but I don't think that it's really easier. Maybe it's easier, I don't know.
Cumbria, so. Where is it called? You know, Scotland.
If it's possible.
Pyramid in Scotland. Ew! And a full feel of it, you know? Crab's moon, it's strangely blurred, you know. No, every time it's only winter there. We have 24/7, 365. You know, only.
I think so. And I like English, you know. When I was in Amsterdam for 2 years, 2.5 years, I lived there altogether, you know, I talk only. They left it to bring it back to the pyramid. And it was a revolt against the authorities in Israel. I don't know what Israel. On our good old YouTube, right, with white crystal with a lot of metal veins. It's like a little bit silvery, gray veins all over. And no, it looks like this pyramid was really a white crystal pyramid. And if I saw the stone right, heavy conductor, heavy conductor. It's white crystal inlaid with marmorized, like marmor, like, I don't know if it's an English word, marmor. I will have to look it up. It's like you have the pattern inside, and it's like veins, like looks like water, like smoke in the stone, but it's like metal veins. And if you think about like this free energy grids and the stuff, like the people say that to have this free energy installations with the pyramids, it seems like the pyramid of Jerusalem was one of the best pyramids. It was a white pyramid, white crystal pyramid, and it was heavy metal layered. The white crystal is heavy metal infused. Crazy, man. So I think that was really a powerhouse. And it looks like Josephus. I heard the name today correctly. I saw it last time in one of my videos I saw it.
I said Josephus, not Josephus. Famous historian. He tells about the story and greetings to Charles Course, Hey, mate, I'm live and on it, I will send you this video later. Charles Course, I think really a little bit in exchange with me, we found out the real story of Jesus, And it's like Josephus tells the Samaritan prophet story. It looks like Jesus, it's the real story about it. Jesus really wanted to take the ark out of the false temple on the Temple Mount, and the Temple Mount is truly something different than what they tell us and what it's now. And he wanted to take the Ark of Covenant from the temple to this pyramid. So, like in Egypt in Gizeh, some say, Jerusalem is Gizeh, but it looks like Jerusalem had its own pyramid. It was a very important pyramid, very special one, white crystal pyramid, truly inlaid with metal veins all throughout the stone. And there was the ark inside the pyramid. And when they conquered Jerusalem, I guess, they took out the ark and put it in their own temple. So Jesus really wanted to take out the ark from the priests, Pharisees, or something. And he wanted to bring this box, which is, I guess, technical part of the pyramid installation. Wanted to bring it back to the pyramid. And I guess that was I would guess, was the Samaritans that really revolted and to punish this part of the clans or this tribe. They destroyed the temple of the pyramid. So no one again will have this argue with the priests where the ark is originated. They just tear it down the pyramid and now they don't even tell about it. A lot of Jews know it because it's official knowledge, but it's none the tribe in charge that has this history. So it's not important because it's the tribe that lost. So the winners tell the story and the pyramid isn't so important. But I guess I don't have to be afraid that they see this lapis. And I like English, I was in Amsterdam for 2 years, 2.5 years, I lived there altogether, I talk only English. My head gets used to get English, talk English again. So I talk a lot of English, and if I talk a lot of English, my head will get like fluid again. But I don't know exactly how, which form and what I have to put it down to really claim the Nobel Prize, I guess, for physics. But at least when I put out this video, they can't deny that I came out with this theory. So if anybody else would ever get a Nobel Prize
for this theory, they've stolen my theory. So, gravity. Yeah, Mr. Newton, something falling on your head. Clever man, you better sit somewhere else where something wouldn't fall on your fucking head, So this is the first mistake, that's F, and I hope that it wouldn't be taken down, but I'm so clever that I put most of my stuff on this 18 years old, age restricted. And I really hope, if you keep out the workday 9 to 5, damn it, then there is this over in this hidden knowledge and stuff. It's a possibility to fucking tired, and I had a workday night in the internet. Activity. The simple fact of it all. So, right conclusion to this. Let's start. If I have stuff, these are my first videos. I'm not so used to control the free flow that I try to do all the time. Never scripted, just free flow. It's nice, It's a little bit like it's interesting for me too. What comes out in this moment from my head, So, free flow, my scientific theory about gravity. Again, like I think I will get used to this. Let's start with the start, you know. um, I think I have to tell 3 basic facts where I, that I based where I based my theory on, you know. So there are 3 simple things I think that would should lead everyone that has a little bit like brain knowledge, or brain at all, should lead them to the right conclusions, you know. So I think I start with the simple fact of these 3 basic facts that I based my theory about gravity on. The simple fact of it all, so I don't have to, overdo my head at the moment, because it's really like I'm so fucking tired. And I had a work day, 9 to 5. Damn it, my lung is so down. My body is like weak. I don't have my medicine, and I'm stressed enough to keep this video going. And I really claim a Nobel Prize for this, but I know we'll never get this. Um, the first fact that I calculate in my theory about this gravity is the circumstance that there is a possibility to overcome gravity. And this is a really basic knowledge that you can find in the internet. It's a famous Russian scientist, Yukulikov or something. It's a little bit difficult with the names of the Russians to remember them when you just see them sometimes. But what they tell is that this person, Alexander Trubenikov or something like this, most of those people, I think, that are really like a little bit in this hidden knowledge and stuff, they know this fact. They found out that if you use buck wings, especially I think it's non only from this scarabs, the famous scarabs of the Egyptians. I guess the effect is also on other buck wings, but the scarab is the best example of it. If you take a buck wing, and there are so many videos of this man doing this stuff, if you take a buck wing and put it on the table, and you take the second buck wing of this buck, and you put this buck wing over over the first buck wing, it levitates. You can see the pictures. It's a fact. They couldn't explain it, blah blah blah. So they say we don't care about it. So there is the possibility, and it's a fact, that buck wings overcome gravity. First buck wing, nothing happens. You put the second buck wing over it, and the second buck wing levitates. No, that's a fact. You can see the videos. Maybe I put down the links down there if I'm not too lazy today. And this is one fact. So remember this. We come to it later back to it later. Then there is this strange thing about black holes, you know? Um, Now they say it's not a hole, there's blah, 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 sphere or something. Um, Years ago, I started thinking about it, and it's a strange sentence that I created these days, long times ago. I think it's not a black hole. It's a ultra dark glowing sphere, like ultra red, ultra something, ultra dark light emitting sphere. I did come up with this before they officially tell, oh, the black hole is glowing, logically. I thought about this. If you think about the black hole, that it's not a black hole. If it's a sphere, something is collected inside this black hole. And the theory that I have is you have a sphere that is in its basic core nearly solid. That means there is nothing between the matter that is collected in the middle, and you have a nearly complete solid state of a matter block. You know, so if the black hole collects a little bit more matter, this the block inside the sphere, this nearly complete sphere, um, it sorts in this incoming matter, you know. So it's I think at the end result, it's like this thing nearly closes with the next little particle of matter to complete to solid. You know, it's a full matter block that is unchangeable. But this doesn't happen. You know, um, if like this if you have a puzzle, jigsaw puzzle, and you put in the last piece, this last piece sets out a reaction in the block, in this sphere, in this dark matter sphere or black matter, I don't know what it is, and then it emits this radiation that they already now found out. You know, I thought about how does matter reacts with the black hole? You know, why does it go in there? Why is the matter sucked in by this black hole? And why do they, you know, why is there this tendency that everything falls in this black hole or everything is sucked in? Or what I think, everything is moving towards this black hole, you know? Then I thought about if you have this very solid state of matter that is collected inside this sphere, this black hole sphere, um, if it's solid, really solid, it's like the Brownsche molecular movement, this little humming inside the molecules. No, I really think if the solid block inside this black hole um, has no more vibration, it's nearly like it's still. The matter doesn't move anymore, and nothing moves there anymore. You know. And you think about matter outside of this black hole, the free matter, let's call it like this, you know, the free matter has still vibration, you know, it's vibrating. And what I think, one fact is, it's a sentence that I love to say, you know, I really think a black hole packs this matter under the Planck length. You know, there's this in the metaphysics. There's this realm, this Planck length. You know, um, and I really guess it sounds so crazy that there is matter that is pushed from the upper realm down to this Planck length, and I really guess the matter is stuffed under the Planck length. So this black hole is pushing matter in the next dimension, you know, something like this. And I really think this, like the entanglement, it must be from this room under the Planck length. This is this metaphysics and this chaos theory and stuff, you know. I really think this it's connected. This it's under the Planck length, and it sounds so crazy. Hey, the matter is put under the Planck length, you know, in the realm under the Planck length. I really think so. Um, then I had, you know, we come back later to this black hole. Then I have the data that the Nazis, you know, this I don't, you know, the Nazis. They had this. Some people say the UFOs, you know, and people that are a little bit used to the topic, they have like a little bit like they have this little bit knowledge. There are some parts that we know from this technique, and what they say is like you have inside this Nazi spaceships, and it's non, you know, it's not invented by the Nazis. It's old technique, and I think again it's maybe like Anunnaki technique. Um, You have in this UFOs, you have like Mercury, and they say that these are the facts that they tell us. They say they have a spinning Mercury vortex inside the ship, and this is creating some charge. And they use this charge, and with an overcharge, you can overcome gravity because blah blah blah. You know, if you think about what a centrifuge, centrifugal forces do, they really press this molten this fluid metal inside this rotation. It's pressed onto the walls, you know. So if you have a really high spinning thing, the matter is more and more compressed to the wall of this circle. And it's logic that if matter gets compressed, the movement of the matter itself is lowered, you know? So the matter is moving a little bit, they are always moving, and the more and more forces press them, the lesser the matter is itself is vibrating, you know? And I really think if you think about that compressed matter and with this fluid mercury, you have a matter that is very manipulatable. So that's a good metal to compress. You know, you couldn't compress gold this much, but this fluid metal, you can compress it by spinning it. You know, and the logic, it's logic. Um, the lesser the spinning mercury material is vibrational, the more anti-gravitational it gets. You know, so the logic behind all this, and I really think I have to do this video again. It's a little bit like tricky. I have to, I explained it once my son. It was like 5 minutes to explain because I was on the topic, and today I just wanted to do this video. The logic is, gravity is none. Um, it's none like something is sucked to something. You know, the general theory is that the more gravitational object, because it's more heavy, the bigger the object, the more matter, the more gravity it has. That this object attracts like a magnet the matter that is surrounding it. You know, that's why they say the moon is surrounding the Earth because the Earth core is attracting like a magnet the moon's matter to come to it, and because it's a little bit like too fast spinning, the moon doesn't fall on the ground. Um, I really think it's different. I think it's a spatial effect, and it's very important that you think about the ether, space itself. There are properties in space itself. They always say, oh, it's empty, and we only look about the things that are in this emptiness. But this emptiness itself, it has properties. So this room, the ether, is the most important thing that they forgot about. They don't want to know it. And I really think gravity is a spatial effect where the object that is more massful, that has more mass, that is more gravitar, the bigger object, the more matter, the more gravity, um, just by the more matter, the matter gets more and more compressed. If you have a big planet, inside the planet, the matter is more compressed than in a small planet. So the logic that the bigger object has more gravity is okay. But why does this object has the gravity? My theory is from the UFO spinning stuff. What happens when you centrifuge? If you spin some liquid metals very fast, they get compressed. The matter gets more compressed. And the logic is that the matter then is less vibrating. So I rethink gravity is a spatial effect, and it's like osmosis. If you have two bodies of water, one salty and one non so salty, and you have a membrane, if you have a if it's you have a border between these two water bodies, and this border is that the water can flow through it. Water has the tendency to balance, you know. So the water from the less salty body would flow into the more salty body. So both levels of saltness are equal. That's the tendency that matter has, that material has, water, for example. And I really think if you have the same logic for gravity, it's like the big object is so compact that the matter is like um, very less vibrating. It gets lesser and lesser that this thing moves, And it's not the tendency that this bigger gravitational objects attract something. It's in space, in the ether, there's a tendency to compensate unbalanced things, no? So if you have an object, very big object that is not moving anymore or less moving than all the surrounding things, space itself has the tendency that all the objects that are still vibrating starting to try to bring this vibration to this lesser vibrating body. So it's like in balance again, It's not like the earth attracts us. It's just like because our matter is more vibrating, our matter is moving towards the earth to give this motion that we have in the matter to this inner earth core that is very like less vibrating, you know? And if you think about the UFO, um, if you spin this Mercury, and I think with this big charge they put inside the spinning Mercury, they just figure the effect of it. If you spin this Mercury very, very fast, the matter itself gets less and less vibrating. And if you have enough spin, so the matter is stiff enough, like this, it's the gravity flip, you know? It's creation of me, I think, gravity flip. Um, so if you got technically a body that is lesser vibrating than, for example, the planet you're on, this body of matter doesn't have the tendency anymore to try to bring this vibrations inside itself to this less vibrating thing. So if you have a body, if you have matter that is very less vibrating, it's the opposite, On the UFO, it's the effect that the Earth tries to come to the UFO to set this lesser vibrating body under vibration again. And so gravity is like balanced, and you can get anti-gravity if you have lesser vibrations in this body that you try to give anti-gravity, you know? And that's the same in space with the black hole. No black hole is sucking in anything. It's just a really stiff, unvibrating, big lump of something, and everything surrounded inside this tendency of ether, the space itself, to have all vibrations balanced. And it's a homogeneous, then it's one thing. All the objects are just really fast trying to set this vibration again on this big block inside the black hole, the sphere. That's the real effect of gravity. It's a spatial effect, and it's a tendency of ether itself to balance like two different salty water bodies would have under osmosis the tendency to balance the saltness of the two water bodies. Same principles, And if you that's a true effect, if you look at the spark wings, you know, you could think about why does these spark wings have this anti-gravity properties, you know? I really think that chitin, the stuff that the insects made the structure of the body, if you watch it under the microscope, it's like stiff structure, So I really explain the anti-gravity of the bug wings. And the scarab was holy for the Egyptians because it was the bug that made everything fly. You know, if they use enough buck wings, they can make things fly. And the strangest thing that I come up with, and I really think it's true, it's the flying carpet. How did they move the big blocks? You know, like this Russian scientist, Alexander someone, Grabvinikov, who made a little board that he could switch the buck wings inside a cupboard or something, inside a box. He could switch them, put them over each other, and then this little flying thing got lifted with anti-gravity. And the same logic is for the pyramid builders. It's the flying carpets from the tails. It's so easy. You take one layer of carpet, you put a nice layer of buck wings over it, you have another layer, in the next layer you put another layer of buck wings, and then you just have to have a little bit like a mechanic that these two layers of buck wings are put together or over another, and the same effect that they really like, they proved it. Everybody can do this at home. Take two scarab wings if you would have them, and you would see this gravital effect. So what? They just the only thing they had to do is had to bring these big stones, the big blocks, on this carpets, you know. And if I see this big like gliding wood construction, when they tell us, oh, they make the sand watery and wet, and then this big block was pulled on a slate, on a wood slate. um I would really think that this wood slate had just two layers of buck wings with a mechanic that could overlay them. They just dig under the big blocks and, push this slate under it. And with the mechanic, you just switch it and the block gets lifted. And then you push it with one finger to the point where it has to be. And then you just, tilt it a little bit and then the block, and it's done. Flying carpets. So logic. And this thing that the buck wings have these properties, that's proven. The theory about a black hole, that it's just a sphere and blah, 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 they already come up with this theory. And this UFO technique, it's just a result that I can see how it works because I have the data of these two other facts. So you can explain gravity easy. It's the tendency of space, of ether itself, to compensate an unbalance of vibration inside the objects inside this realm. That's gravity, you know? And if I put this in a real paper, like the science people do, with nice words, with this blah, 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 and if I then have this some proofs, and there are these proofs of bug wings and blah, 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 um, if I would have the right form, this is my attempt for getting the Nobel Prize for having the right solution for this unsolved problem. What the F is gravity? It's a spatial effect. It's like osmosis in water to balance unbalanced bodies with different type of vibrations. You know? Hello, Mr. Nobel Prize Committee. Maybe this is enough of a scientific paper to give me the Nobel Prize, and I would like to get a Nobel Prize. Maybe. But I think this theory is really true. It's with the three facts of it, you could put this together yourself if you recapitulate it. And I think there are many things or many people that say it's not like this. But if you really put it in the logic, if you really think about it logical, there is very less room of fault in this theory because we have the facts, we have like hints, and science already did overcome this. It's a black hole thing. So here I am, worthy as a Nobel Prize winner. But like usual, I think they will steal my ideas, like all ideas I have. I think there will be nice science people that, keep this idea that you heard, under the table for some years, and in 10 years they will come up, oh, we have this great theory about gravity, and we think it's a spatial effect. Greeting.
Hello, everyone. Wow, I am so excited that this is happening. We've been waiting for more than 2 years to bring this second annual conference of plant-based health and nutrition here at Downstate. This is a very exciting day. My name's Elizabeth Helsner. I'm from SUNY Downstate School of Public Health. I'm so happy we're here together. Thank you for being here. If you're here in person, it's kind of exciting to be in an in-person conference after all of this time. For those of you who are attending remotely, you are welcome as well. I believe that sometimes we find ourselves in the right place at the right time to learn about things that can change our perspectives. And I'd like you to entertain the idea that today is one of those times. You're in the right place at the right time. You're here for a reason, to learn about how to help yourselves, your family, your students, and your patients feel better. We all want to feel better. I know most of the people that you're going to be hearing from today, and let me tell you, they are awesome. Our speakers today have helped so many people. They've saved lives and given people hope. And one of the most important tools they've used is food. Whole, minimally processed plant foods, what I like to call our plant friends. We're joined here today by an incredible team of experts who are going to help us understand the whys and the hows of plant-based nutrition. The big why is, why do we need to be eating more plant-based foods? Why did our parents tell us, eat your vegetables? And guess what? They were right. We should be eating our vegetables. We'll learn about what makes whole plant-based food so beneficial, and we'll learn why it can sometimes be so difficult to make the kind of dietary changes that are really important for our health. So let's move on to the hows. The first how does plant-based nutrition help our bodies prevent and heal disease? We'll be hearing from clinical specialists who have helped countless patients, and we'll also hear from everyday people who have made really dramatic changes in their own personal health. The second how do we make the shift from highly refined foods that are heavy in extra fat, extra salt, extra sugar, and move to foods that actually support our health? Those beautiful, colorful, antioxidant-rich foods that are so important for us. So we have a team of experienced health coaches and plant-based chefs that are here to help us understand just that, how to move in that direction. The third how is, how can moving to a plant-predominant diet help our physical performance? So we'll be hearing from athletes and coaches who can explain why plant-based fuel
opinion, it would be best to go gazing at the skies.
Wow. Look, we
physical performance. So we'll be hearing from athletes and coaches who can explain why plant-based fuel
opinion, it would be best to go gazing at the skies.
Wow. Look, we
physical performance. So we'll be hearing from athletes and coaches who can explain why plant-based fuel